சென்னை கலைவாணர் அரங்கில் மத்திய நிதி அமைச்சர் நிர்மலா சீதாராமன் செய்தியாளர்களை சந்தித்து வருகிறார். அதன் நேரலை காட்சிகளை தற்போது காணலாம்.
Report which has been presented to us is very clearly suggestive of that. So that's where we are. I leave it to you all to ask me.
The floor is open to my friends to ask questions.
Ma'am,
first introduce yourself.
I'm Sam Daniel from NDTV. Tamil Nadu known to be the Detroit of India in terms of automobile manufacturing. Both manufacturers of automobile like cars and component manufacturers complain of massive dip in demands, leading to partial shutdown of their factories as well as closing down of companies like Sundaram Clayton, TVS Lucas. They all have announced non-holidays. They have two specific demands which they feel could revive the industry before the festive season. One, to bring down the GST and to bring fuel under the GST. Are you working towards these two, ma'am?
First thing first, I've had the automobile industry also come and meet us during that week-long consultation that I held with different sectors. As a result of the consultation that I held with automobile, both the component manufacturers and also the automobile manufacturers, is a set of announcement that I've made in the first tranche of announcement that I came up with on August 23rd. And the measures were very clearly spelt out, and the inputs that I'm getting from the sector is that it can have a positive impact. So that is one thing. Over and above that, as and when I go, like today particularly, I'm meeting with the automobile sector in the afternoon, and some representatives were here already. As regards any suggestion or request coming on the GST rate cut business, it is not entirely in my hands. It has got to go to the GST Council, and the GST Council, where all the state finance ministers assemble, it is for them to take a call. I have suggested to them that I'll take it to the GST Council, but the final decision will be theirs. So that is one thing said. Second, from the central government side, we have already very clearly said that the depreciation rate, which is at the moment existing at 15%, this year we will increase it by another 15%, so the total will be 30% for depreciation. So that's also been already mentioned. Other than that, the BS4 to BS6 vehicle and the inventory which is getting piled up, we have very clearly said everything will benefit by the depreciation that we've announced, and there shall not be a confusion on the basis of Government of India looking at promoting EVs. We want all vehicles to have their due market share. It's not as if we are pushing one at the cost of the others. So all this has been explained, but specifically on the GST, I'll wait for the council to take a call. Thank you.
I am Balavechwil from Puriya Thalaimurai. இந்தியா பொருளாதாரத்தின் மிக விரைவாக வளரக்கூடிய ஆற்றலை பெற்றது. ஆனால் மோடி அரசின் தவறான மேலாண்மையால் மந்த நிலையை அடைந்துள்ளதுன்னு டாக்டர் மன்மோகன் சிங் வந்து காலையில ஒரு ட்விட்டர்ல ஒரு வீடியோ போட்டிருந்தாங்க. சோ அதை பத்தி நிதித்துறை அமைச்சர் அப்படிங்கிற முறையில உங்க கருத்து?
கருத்து இல்லைங்க, அவர் கருத்து சொல்றாரு, நான் காதால கேட்டுக்கிறேன்.
Ma'am, I'm Pramila Krishnan from BBC News. In the early this year, there was a study by the NSSO. It says not just the automobile sector, but India's half of the working age population for the first time is not contributing to any economic activity. It's talking about the job losses. It's not only the automobile sector. How are we going to handle the job loss in various sectors, starting from the farming to almost all the sectors? How are we going to bring up these jobs?
Ma'am, first of all, ma'am, while I take your point, that wherever there is a need for government to come up with facilitation and support, we are willing to hear those sectors and respond to them. And I'm not of the view that just the automobile sector, but every sector which needs to have a consultation with us, we have welcomed them. We are all years we are hearing them, we are responding to them. After hearing them, we are also responding, and that is why even in my first tranche of announcements, I even on that very day said I will come with more, because the continuation of consultation is an ongoing process with some of the other sectors too. So even for them, we shall be coming and responding. But however, the data on jobs in India, even as much as was collected till before the government came in 2014, till before the government has come back again in 2019, have all concentrated on the formal sector only. And that is something which I'm not stating today. Everyone who deals with data, with statistics knows that. So India, informal sector employment has not been appropriately or exhaustively documented. We should also keep that in mind while we are talking about sectors where every sector is suffering. There are also informal sector in which jobs have also not been calculated or documented. I'm conscious of both formal and informal. The data collection on that is what I'm talking about. And I'm sure the measures are being taken by the concerned Data Collection, Statistics and Program Implementation Ministry. But I'm only taking this opportunity to highlight the fact that when we are referring to data from the government, like the NSSO that you referred to, talk only about the formal sector and not at all about the informal. And in India, the nature of our economy being what it is, in the informal structure, in the informal sector is where majority of our employment is. And there, if there is stress or anything, I'm willing to hear those respective sectors, is what I want to convey to you.
Ma'am, this is Bharani from Economic Times on this side. Yes. Leaving aside what former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh has said, a slowdown, whether or not the government recognizes this as a slowdown or not, whether what we can expect from the quarters to come.
So you're saying whether or not the government recognizes, what question are you asking me then?
Whether this is a slowdown, are we recognizing
But you
this?
yourself are saying whether or not government recognizes or not recognizes. So are you asking me a question, or are you commenting on it?
I'm not commenting on it. I'm asking.
But you did say that, didn't you?
I did not.
You just said something to that effect. Or did I hear you wrong?
No,
Sorry
I did
about
not.
That.
I did not.
So what's your question?
My question is whether the government recognizes the current economic status as a slowdown.
The government has been in consultation with a lot of sectors which wanted to come and speak to us about the various measures that they expect, because in some sectors the inventory is piling up and so on, and different issues for different sectors. And having heard them and having spent some time to see how best we can respond, the first tranche of announcements were made on 23rd. Last Friday I've made one other set of announcements. So I've also said I'll come back again as and when the process of consultation are over and we have worked on how we can respond. So I will be coming back to respond to sectors which have spoken to us and which want some relief from us.
சென்னையில் நடைபெற்று வரும் மத்திய அமைச்சருடைய செய்தியாளர் சந்திப்பில் பல்வேறு கேள்விகள் முன்வைக்கப்பட்டன. இதற்கு பதிலளிக்கும் போது ஆட்டோமொபைல் துறையில் ஜிஎஸ்டியை குறைப்பது என்பது என்னுடைய கையில் இல்லை, இது குறித்து ஜிஎஸ்டி கவுன்சில் முடிவு செய்யும் என்று தெரிவித்திருக்கிறார். அதேபோன்று பொருளாதார சீர்திருத்தம் என்பது அரசினுடைய இந்த சீர்திருத்தம் நிச்சயமாக ஆட்டோமொபைல் துறையில் பெரிய ஒரு மாற்றத்தை கொண்டு வரும் என்றும் அவர் நம்பிக்கை தெரிவித்திருக்கிறார். இது குறித்த பல்வேறு அடுக்கடுக்கான கேள்விகள் இன்னும் வைக்கப்பட்டுக் கொண்டிருக்கின்றன. மற்ற செய்திகளை பார்க்கலாம்.